Welcome to Ring Talk with Magic Tyler, Caysen Smith. We are glad to have you back here, where we talk about everything WWE.
Whoa, there's fireworks.
Why is there
How'd
fireworks?
you do that?
I don't know. All right.
How is there fireworks?
How is there fireworks?
I've never seen that before. I don't know how I did that. It was like when
Maybe I was too loud.
It was like when I thought maybe it was when I put my thumbs up.
It's doing it again. Wait, we're just gonna go with it. That was planned. All right. And if you're on Spotify, we're talking about the video.
Yeah, check out the video. I've posted a little bit on social media, so we're getting that going.
Yep.
So give it up for social media. So we'll kick off with some recaps. Caysen, you want to take it away for Raw?
All right, Raw. The start of the show was not a very good start. Well, by not very good start, I mean like it's kind of sad. Rhea Ripley has relinquished her title.
The week prior, there was a backstage segment. Her and Liv Morgan got into it.
Yep.
And it was just a freak accident. She just got pushed and she just hit the wall a little too hard. From my understanding, there's no bad blood backstage between the two, like personally.
Yeah.
About the incident, it was just
an accident.
Just an accident, and it just happened. Rhea Ripley has to relinquish the women's world title that she's held for over a year.
Yep.
And we are going to crown a new champ this upcoming Raw, and what it sounds like it's going to be a battle royal.
Yep. Who do you think has a chance for that?
I mean, you think maybe...
I feel like Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan...
makes sense.
Yeah, I think eventually she'll win the title, and then Rhea Ripley will come back. Because, who else on the Raw brand? Because we haven't hit the draft yet.
There's Becky Lynch. There's...
Nia Jax, possibly.
Let us know in the comments. Who do you think is
going
to win that?
Liv Morgan at, this time, I guess, would make sense.
Yeah.
To win the title.
We'll see, though.
We'll see.
Let's see what Triple H decides to do there. Next, we have the return of Sheamus, which I am so, happy for.
Sheamus, and he brought his kind of like a remix version of his old music.
I saw that. Yeah, I was like, this is not his normal song.
I remember listening to it. I was like, I recognize the word. It's a little different, but I was like, oh yeah, this is classic Sheamus.
Yeah. He defeated Ivar.
Big win. Big two meaty boys going at it.
Yeah, it really showed that Sheamus still has it. He still
got it. What
got
would you like to see Sheamus do going forward? If you were making the decisions.
For now, I say singles title with the Intercontinental Championship. And then maybe if he gets higher and the people start liking him, and he gets that popularity rise, then maybe he can go for the World Heavyweight Championship.
And we got the draft coming up, so it's possible.
We'll see what's going on.
Logan Paul versus Sheamus, I think, would be a cool match.
That would be cool.
For the U.S. title.
But it depends how the draft goes. It really just depends on that. And maybe we could see some really good rivalries with him and just some other superstars as well. So, next, we have the new tag team titles, the World Tag Team titles.
We were literally talking about this last episode, how... we wanted some new titles. We were kind of over the whole Raw and Smackdown looking titles. And we got our wish. Awesome Truth was presented with the new World Tag Team titles. And how do you like the way they look?
They look great.
I like them.
I will say our Truth did think that Triple H was Tommaso Ciampa.
I also thought he was a magician.
Yeah. And Triple H was just like, I'm going to have to go.
Yeah. Miz was like, I got this.
Miz tried his best. It's kind of hard. I don't know if R-Truth has hope for gaining consciousness or anything like that. Next, we have the qualifier for those new
new
championships. DIY defeated New Day and the Creed brothers. I kind of expected this, but there's a lot of points in that match I thought New Day or the Creed brothers would win. What did you think?
Yeah, I was rooting. I don't know. I'm rooting was probably for DIY the most.
Yeah.
Especially because they've been having the whole comedic segments between them and Awesome Truth. And then I'd love to see them with some tag titles.
Yeah,
I think they deserve some gold.
All of those teams deserve the tag titles.
The Creed brothers are just insanely athletic, and they got the personality. Same with New Day.
New Day. Did you see Kofi Kingston like pushed him off like the top rope, and Xavier Woods did a super kick as you.
I saw that. Yeah.
That was crazy. Mm-hmm. All right. Next we got
DIY picked up the victory.
Yeah,
so they are now the number one contenders for the World Tag Team titles.
Next we have Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell versus Ivy Nile and Maxine Dupree. We finally get to see Indy Hartwell's decision, and she decides to go with the flow.
She made her choice.
She made her choice.
She was like, "This is the best road."
Yep.
I'm curious to see how like much of a bad guy they push her to be. If it's just if she's gonna be evil like Candice LeRae has been, or if it's just gonna be kind of like, hey, I did what I had to.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
It's either that she's fully into it, or she's just kind of dipping the toes in the water a little bit.
This is what I was expecting. I was expecting Indy Hartwell to eventually, to like you said, go with the flow.
I do expect, I guess I could say expect, or just like, I wouldn't be surprised if she changed her mind about this. And there's a rivalry between the two. But I feel like this is good for now. And that they could cause a lot of bursts with this. I don't know how to say that.
Go for the tag titles, possibly.
Yeah. That was a good match. Next we have Andrade and Dominic Mysterio. What do you think about that? Yeah,
I mean, coming off of WrestleMania, Rey Mysterio and Andrade picked up the win over Dominic and Santos. Good one-on-one match. I think I kind of was predicting Andrade to win. I'm still not 100% sure what the long-term plan is going to be for Andrade. Where you want to.
I feel like right now at the moment they're just trying to get him to connect with the universe.
Yeah, trying to get people behind them, and then we'll get a bit more prediction, especially once we see what the draft does and where everybody goes, and what titles are on which brands.
We have so many ideas of what could possibly happen, but it all just relies on the draft and how that goes.
And it's honestly one of the main struggles that I've seen with WWE right now. It's just in my opinion, it could be considered a good struggle. It's just they have so much talent. And you can't fit everybody on. Yeah. You even saw people were getting upset with the Royal Rumble. And people were like, "Oh, there's not enough surprises," or this person didn't get. There was only 30 spots, and they had so many people to consider to get into that Rumble, and that translates to also, on a card. I mean, not everybody was on WrestleMania. You couldn't even with 2 nights. I mean, there's so many people deserving of a spot, higher card spot, and it's just not possible.
Yeah. I don't know how they're going to fix, I guess you could say problem or good thing, whatever. I don't know how they're going to be able to keep pushing with this.
Yeah. I think adding a new titles, splitting up the titles will help a lot.
Yeah.
Because that'll give more tag teams some time to shine and a bigger spotlight.
All right. Next we have Piper Niven and Chelsea Green against Kaden Carter and Chance.
Is this like their first win in a while?
It's been a while, yeah.
Since they lost the tag titles?
Yeah, they used to be champions, and they've just been losing since.
And now they picked up a big win over also former tag champions. Yeah. Hey, respect
to them. Next, we have Cody Rhodes coming out, and he just comes out there to thank Rollins and Jey Uso.
Now, here's what I've seen some people talk about this, is since WrestleMania, so we've had, two Raws post WrestleMania?
Yeah.
And Cody was also on the Smackdown after WrestleMania. And people are getting... The issue they're finding is he's coming out and doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I was talking about the same stuff. He's like, I finished the story. I beat Roman Reigns. I'm champion. I want to thank Seth Rollins. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my dad, which is all well and good, but it's like 3 times is enough. It's time to start.
Me and Dalen were talking about that the other day. He just comes to my room. He's like, how come Cody Rhodes is doing the same thing?
He's doing the same thing every promo.
And I was like, that's true. Yeah. But I think they're going to change that soon, hopefully, especially if AJ Styles.
Especially since AJ Styles just became number 1 contender.
We'll get to that in a little bit. Yeah.
So I think we'll finally start seeing him get back into a new story.
We get another banger match, in my opinion. Jey Uso versus Finn Balor.
Finn Balor, 2 insanely talented people.
Jey Uso does win, and after the match, Finn Balor blindsides Jay, and then all the Judgment Day just start attacking him.
Jey Uso, again, reminder, number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship at Backlash.
That's right.
And you see how Damian Priest be a little little hesitant about them attacking Jay a bit. Do you see either Damian or Finn Balor turning on the other in the future?
Whenever you see them in the backstage during that night and just out in that ring, you could just see the looks on their faces that something's going to happen between the two of them. And I feel like it's going to be rather that Finn Balor is going to be betrayed, in my opinion.
You think?
But I feel like either way it could go well, I guess.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'm just based on what we saw on Raw. Finn Balor is fully heel.
Yeah.
And I get the feeling, my view is, I think they may turn on Damian because you got JD, who's good friends with.
That's fair.
With Finn Balor.
Yeah.
And then you gotta keep in mind where Dominic would lie. And then that could also be a way to work in a little bit of Rhea Ripley. Even if she's still injured, she could come in and be like, you guys need to chill out.
Yeah.
And relax a bit. I do think, however, if they don't do that, they'll this early, they'll at least wait and do it until Rhea's back in the fold. Because I don't think they'll do a crumbling of the Judgment Day storyline without Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, that's fair. But either way, I do want to see I want to see him go on until WrestleMania. I want to see a little bit of breaking down in there.
Yeah, I think people are starting to get a little exhausted of the whole people keeping titles for a year.
Yeah,
keeping it all. It's like I don't think Sami Zayn is going to keep it until WrestleMania.
I don't think he's going to keep it.
I don't even think Damian Priest is going to keep his title till Mania. I mean, I think he'll keep it for a while, maybe throughout the summer. I don't even know if Cody will keep his title. You think maybe Cody could maybe keep it till Mania?
I have no clue what's going to go on with him. I don't know how they're going to make more of a story out of him after him and Roman Reigns. And I don't know who there is to beat Cody. But I feel like, in my opinion, a heel turn for Cody would actually set a fire out there. And it would spice it up a little bit. But that's just my opinion. But
do you think you wait a while for that? Or do you think you let him be a good guy champion for a little while? At least, I would say until you're done with it. Because eventually he's going to fight The Rock. And everybody's looking forward to that. And at least wait until after that. Yeah. Maybe you could work, he turns heel and maybe work in CM Punk.
I feel like either he turns heel after he loses the title or right before it. Yeah. Maybe. So then they could have a fan favorite LA Knight or someone that to cheer on to beat Cody. Him. But we'll see how that goes. I don't know how they could do it though. But hey, and Paul we trust.
And Paul Levesque we trust.
Yep. We get the main event, Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. This is the heel turn of the night.
For the Intercontinental Championship. Yep. Banger match.
I love that match.
Back and forth. It's important to mention it was in Montreal.
Yep. Sammy's hometown.
He had home court advantage.
His wife was at ringside.
What do you think of after the Jey Uso stuff? He eventually goes
outside the ring and Sammy's.
Did you see him when he pushed the dude that was in front of him? Yeah. I remember watching that and I was thinking, if this becomes a common thing that they do, these long camera follows all the way back through the crowd, I was like, there's a lot of issues that could come from this. Yeah. Because I'm looking, I'm like, I don't really see a whole lot of security in front of him. Yeah. So it's like, eventually one dude did get in, because he's trying to get a selfie, and Jay just pushes him away.
Jay's like, I have a schedule.
I gotta go. We have time. We gotta get to.
We're on live television.
We go all the way, and we see Sami Zayn, and then it doesn't cut. The camera doesn't cut from tracking Jay all the way outside to then going with Sami all the way back in, and going through the crowd. Yeah, which was a cool entrance.
That was a cool entrance. I like that entrance. It really reminded us that this is Sami's home court and that he's the crowd favorite for this match. And I feel like that's what really set Gable off.
Yeah, so Sami picks up the win, retains the title. At first, it's looking like, respect. I think every wrestling fan knew what was coming. Yeah. I think everybody was expecting it. It was just a matter of how exactly he's going to do.
Yeah. Now, my question is, how is the Alpha Academy going to react to this?
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to go with it or are they not? From my opinion, I feel like they're all going to turn their backs on Chad Gable.
I don't see Otis.
Being heel
with it, or Maxine. But yeah, so Sammy was celebrating with his wife and his family, and in comes Chad Gable, German suplex him on the outside,
and then he's doing the leg.
He's doing the ankle lock like on the top rope.
Yeah,
breaking his ankle, and we officially. And I'm saying, everybody is like their main thing has been. Chad Gable is very underrated, which I 100% agree. Mm-hmm. If he can pull off this heel turn and really become a full-blown like top heel, everybody hate him and get over, then you can't deny that he is main event caliber.
Yeah.
I don't see Otis turning heel either. I have seen things, people would love to see Chad Gable team up with the Creed brothers. Mm-hmm. And form a new heel stable, especially since they all have, like wrestling backgrounds and that kind of stuff.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Yep, that was Raw. We're gonna go ahead and go through NXT. I feel like the main highlight of NXT was the steel cage match.
Steel cage main event was super good.
It was
back and forth between Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes, and they were throughout the night. They were setting a lot of stuff up for next week, which is NXT Spring Break. We're gonna see Trick Williams versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT Championship, which I'm predicting Trick Williams to win.
Yep.
And then I'm thinking Ilya Dragunov's getting drafted and called up to the main roster.
I feel like Dragunov is going to go to the main roster, and Trick is going to take his place.
Yeah, and be the top guy, be the face of NXT.
Yeah, and I feel like with that triple threat match for the women's title, that Roxanne's also going to lose her championship.
Maybe she won't be the one that gets pinned, so she doesn't lose all that momentum and stuff.
Yeah,
I can see it
because she also was there on the Raw after Mania, giving a little tryout.
Give the crowd a little taste of some NXT talent. Yeah.
And then we see the Authors of Pain kind of going in there. And we also see Ivar in NXT. So I feel like maybe Ivar will
be officially drafted to NXT. And I could
How is the draft going to work with NXT? Are they just going to pick those type of superstars, or are they just...
I'm not 100% sure. I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah.
Regarding, exactly... I mean, I don't see NXT drafting Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all I was thinking.
But, it looks like Ivar is giving Oba Femi a run for his money for the NXT North American Championship.
I'd love to see that. That would be two big guys colliding.
Two big, meaty men going at it.
Yep. All right. That's NXT. That's the big stuff from NXT.
Mm-hmm. Then SmackDown, start off the show, it was the number one contender match between AJ Styles and LA Knight.
AJ Styles wins the match.
We predicted it. Yeah, AJ Styles cheated a little bit, did a little thumb to the eye, and then hit
still
phenomenal form.
Yeah, I think they're trying to show that AJ's not a fan favorite anymore. I personally still love AJ Styles.
Yeah.
But they're still trying to push him to be heel and stuff.
And the more I listen to his music, the more I like it. It's good.
It's
let me ask you this. So it's going to be AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes, which I think is a great first rivalry for Cody Rhodes to get it started for Backlash. They're doing the contract signing for it next week on SmackDown. At Backlash, do you think LA Knight will get involved at all and cost AJ Styles the title in some kind of capacity?
If not that, what else are they going to do with LA Knight?
For Backlash, at least, yeah. I mean, it's clear that there's going to be a rubber match between the two because they both have one victory over the other. So clearly there's going to be a third match at some point.
I feel like maybe LA Knight could, cost him the match. But I don't know what they're going to do after that.
Yeah.
We'll see where that goes. We also have more tag titles.
New tag team titles, which are now going to be referred to as the WWE Tag Team Championships. Yep. A-Town Down Under came out, accepted. Grayson Waller went to, he was going to shake Triple H's hand, he swerved him.
Yeah.
You don't disrespect the boss like that.
General manager Nick Aldis was not going to take that.
If there's one guy, I don't care who you are, you show respect. It's the boss.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, you show respect to the boss.
This dude can pedigree you right now.
Yeah, I don't care if he's got a heart issue. He'll sacrifice one pedigree at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you think of the look on these tag titles?
I like the look of them.
Very similar to the classic 2000s tag titles look.
The thing about me though is with Cody Rhodes' title and Bayley's title, it doesn't really match them. You know, none of the tag titles really fit the look similar and match with it. It kind of matches with the schemes of the World Heavyweight Championship and the World Women's Championship. I like the style though, but we'll see how that goes. And
Cody Rhodes has talked about he wants to change the look of the Undisputed. He wants to go back to the classic Winged Eagle title look, which a lot of people liked, and it's a cool that's a cool looking title.
Yeah. All right.
After that, they had SmackDown its version of a number one contenders match, the Fatal 4-Way. It was Street Profits, Authors of Pain, New Catch Republic, and Legado del Fantasma.
Yeah.
Street Profits picking up the W. It was a fun match.
Yeah.
It was lots of action packed. People doing crazy moves. Everybody, even people need to give some credit to New Catch Republic. Tyler Bate is insanely good.
Yeah.
He was doing some flips. The way he was selling stuff was amazing. He's strong. I mean, he was picking up. I don't remember which guy of Authors of Pain, but he had him up.
Yeah.
And even spun around a little bit. Did a little helicopter move.
Yeah. I don't know how much those dudes in the Authors of Pain weigh, but that's
those are big boys.
Yeah.
Those are big boys. But in the end, Street Profits picking up the W.
Which I kind of like. I like the Street Profits. And I know that how they tried to push them to be heel, but the crowd still
everybody
loves
the
them
Street
anyways.
Profits.
And I remember when they came down to Springfield, whenever we watched them, they were talking trash about us and stuff, and we were still cheering for us.
Yes.
They're like Springfield's such a dump.
Yes.
Yeah. After that though, Bloodline takes out Kevin Owens. We're seeing more of this Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
Making their own decisions. And
did you see the blood on Kevin Owens' face?
Yeah.
They had that boy bleeding. Because they eventually, we see backstage, it looked like Tama Tonga or Solo drove their car into Kevin Owens' car.
Yeah.
And drug him out all the way to the ring, beating him up. A force to be reckoned with. I mean, it's just they're just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roman Reigns is not going to like this. And did you hear the crowd? They were chanting, "We want Roman."
Really? Yeah.
If you would have told me in 2018, 2019 that the crowd would one day be chanting, "We want Roman," I would tell you you're crazy, because he was the most hated guy, and he was a babyface. He was a good guy. He was the big dog, and everybody hated him.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted Roman. And now, fast forward, he's the biggest star.
Because people realize that he is a big deal, and the heel version of Roman is the terrifying version
amazing.
of Roman.
And his work as a heel, I think, is going to make him coming back potentially as a babyface work and make it good.
Yeah.
And get the crowd behind it for the first time.
I feel like Roman is still going to show that, I'm the tribal chief, I am that guy, I'm better than everyone else attitude, but still, have a empathy for the fans a little bit, I guess you can say. Something
to note is that Jimmy Uso was not on SmackDown.
Yeah.
What do you think the plan is for Jimmy? Do you think he's coming back as a good guy? Do you think Usos are going to reunite?
I think that Roman and Jimmy is going to be in the same side, in the same page here, and then they're going to go against Tama Tonga and Solo. And I feel like we're going to have a little civil war there.
And then you got The Rock coming back.
Yeah.
You got Roman coming back. You got a 6-man tag match right there.
Yeah, and the thing with Roman and Jimmy, I have a feeling that Jay is going to be a part of this as well. If they really get that to work out. Because we get to see the original 3 of the Bloodline against the new 3 of the Bloodline going at it.
Something I saw was, so there's a lot of talk that the WWE could sign another member of the bloodline. I think his name is Jacob Fatu.
Something like that, yeah.
And bring him in and have him maybe be on the Solo's bloodline. And if that's the case, and you have The Rock with them as well, there's 4 of them. And then if you have Roman and the Usos, there's 3. There was something I saw. People would love to see a reunion between Roman, Usos, and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
That bloodline.
That would be sick.
Those 4 go all... And maybe people were thinking that Survivor Series and War Games.
Here's the thing about that, though. With that all going on, the thing about it is The Rock is still filming his movie. Yeah. So they're going to have to push this rivalry out
It's a matter of time when Rock can come back. I mean, I think he'll be back for SummerSlam. I don't know if that's... I mean, I've seen things... So do you think the Rock and Cody will be at SummerSlam, or do you think they're going to wait till Mania? Or do you think they'll do Roman versus Rock at Mania?
The thing about having them at Mania is that we expect Cody to win, so it won't be as big as a...
What about, you think they'll do Roman Rock at Mania next year?
Yeah, I would love to see that.
And then do you think they're going to do Cody versus Rock at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think. Mm-hmm. After that, we have some other matches of Santos and Carlito. So yeah,
Santos defeated Carlito, and they hit on again that it was not them that attacked Dragon Lee before Mania. But yeah, Santos picked up the win. It was a dirty win, but he picked it up over Carlito.
Mm-hmm. Bayley and Naomi?
Yeah. So with the Carlito stuff, that stuff is kind of moving a bit slowly.
Yeah.
I still think Carlito's the one that attacked Dragon Lee. I just don't know when they're going to pull the trigger on Carlito.
I feel like maybe at pay-per-view, maybe.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes.
But yeah, main event was Bayley versus Naomi for the women's championship. And Naomi was in control of the match for majority of the time. Back and forth. There was damage control in their press box watching. Io Sky was there, former champion. It's looking like they're going to set up a rematch there. That's coming up. And then it was also important to note that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill came out in the box next to them. And it's looking like it's going to be tag team championships between Kabuki Warriors and Belair and Cargill.
I'd love to see that team.
That's what it's looking like. Yeah. But yeah, Tiffany Stratton came out and attacked Bayley.
Triple threat time.
Causing a no contest. You think triple threat?
Triple threat would make the most sense.
Or fatal 4-way if you add Io there. If you add Tiffany, Naomi, Bayley, and Io, fatal 4-way.
Yeah, we could have that, and then the Kabuki Warriors against
Cargill and...
Yeah, I feel like if they want to get Io involved, that would be a good decision. Mm-hmm. It'd either be a triple threat or fatal 4-way. It's not going to be a one-on-one match.
But yeah, I mean, the show ended with Tiffany Stratton on top.
Yeah. I think they're really pushing to make Tiffany Stratton a
The crowd's Tiffy time.
Tiffany time.
Crowd is behind. I remember at Elimination Chamber in Australia how loud the crowd was for Tiffany Stratton.
Really?
She was huge. And the crowds all over have been all about Tiffy time.
Yeah.
I see her being champion by the end of the year.
Really?
Honestly, that's my big prediction. I think Tiffany Stratton will be women's champion, world champion by the end of the year.
Gotcha. All right.
So that wraps up. So that was the quick recap. Some news stuff throughout the shows. Both shows. I can't remember if they did it on NXT as well.
I don't think they
have.
But
they did an Uncle. What? Nothing's confirmed, but what we are predicting is Uncle Howdy.
Yeah.
QR codes that'll pop up during entrances or something.
Yeah, it's kind of like
they'll show up for a second and then
it's kind of like what Bray Wyatt did with the bunny. Whenever those QR codes show up, it's looking like here. I'll go ahead and look at my research. I did have research on.
He's got the research.
I got the research. There's QR codes going on around during commercial breaks. There would be Blackbird playing through in a dark. They'll darken the entire arena, and then they have Blackbird playing. And then the lights would just go back on. It would just be back to normal. And they also had QR codes during Triple H's entrance.
They would take you to a video of some kind.
Yeah. During Triple H's entrance to present the tag titles, they showed a little glitch, and it had the QR code. And the video was kind of weird. It had a lot of cryptic messages in there that we still don't understand. But there's also some images. There's even some images that look to appear to be Sister Abigail. That's what some people think. And also some people think it could be leading to Alexa Bliss as well.
Yeah, so there's been a lot of speculation on how they're going to bring up... Everybody knows Uncle Howdy's coming back. Yeah. They're going to do something with him. But it's just a matter of in what kind of form.
Yeah. There's rumors between that Eric Rowan and Braun Strowman could return with him, or Alexa Bliss. And
even Matt Hardy.
Yeah, Matt Hardy.
So, to break that down a little bit. So, the deal with Eric Rowan is he's been doing stuff on the independent circuit.
Yeah.
And he had to cancel a lot of his appearances because he has other commitments. And a lot of people are thinking it's WWE. And people are like, oh, well, if it was WWE, what would they do with him? Oh, put him with Uncle Howdy. That would make sense. So that's where a lot of that Eric Rowan. Again, we haven't seen Braun Strowman in a year.
We haven't seen him since WrestleMania.
WrestleMania last year. Oh, he did do the serving drinks. I remember that. Yeah, you're right.
But that's the last time we've ever seen him.
But in action, it's been a year.
Yeah, that's the first time we actually seen Braun in a long time as well. And we haven't seen Alexa Bliss in
Alexa Bliss, she forever. Ended up she became a mom, so she's been doing stuff like she's been
diving into the real world.
And then so Braun Strowman, obviously it would make sense he was obviously when he debuted with the Wyatt family.
Yeah.
And then Matt Hardy, he retweeted the video of the QR code, at least one of them. I don't know if he deleted it after.
Yeah.
But he did retweet it, and we know he's a free agent. He's not with AEW anymore. So that would make sense. And Matt Hardy has had history with Bray Wyatt. So my point is, each of these men have had history with Bray Wyatt in some way.
And to go along with the QR codes and stuff, the videos have some weird words that hidden in them. And people have actually found out what those words say. It says, "I'm nobody." That's the first thing. "I set them free." Out of the miry clay. "Open their eyes while you did nothing." While you did nothing. Who is you? Who are they talking to?
Are they talking to us?
Is it us, or is it a specific superstar?
You, the listeners?
Yeah. They also found out for the Smackdown QR code, there was a list of coordinates.
Okay.
So
I remember this. It took them
to a cave.
Like a cave,
a cave in Switzerland. And in this cave, you could just you just see it, it's marked off and stuff. But in the cave, there's a thing of this bone face thing. Hold up.
Let me make a note. The idea all the way back when they did these QR codes for Bray Wyatt was genius.
Yeah.
These are so much fun to do, and they're a fun way to get the audience to interact with you a bit and try to guess and figure out exactly what the mystery is or what the messages are trying to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of referring things to it's just all about this black bird thing going on. There was even a picture of these people chained up against a wall, and then people behind another brick wall having these black birds going over as a shadow, and the people are just sitting there watching it. And I don't know where that's coming from or what meaning that is, but it also relates to a picture of old mythology or something like that. But yeah, they're going really Bray Wyatt-y on this. They're thinking this is what Bray Wyatt would do in this situation.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think it would be cool for them to debut as a big group.
Yeah,
I think that'd be super cool.
And here's the picture.
It'd be the perfect way to.
Here's the coordinates, and then there's the picture.
The picture, yeah. I think it would be a good way to reintroduce everybody.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
I can't find it, but in that cave, there's a thing bones.
Yeah.
And the bones, it has a bone that's animal. I don't remember what animal it is, but it matches the bones that Luke Harper wore as a Bludgeon Brother in his entrance. So we'll see how that goes.
Storytelling.
The storytelling is at its finest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to see what they do. I'm guessing they're probably going to hit more at him.
Yeah, I'm sure we're
going to go until maybe a pay-per-view to have him come back.
Yeah.
But we'll see. All right, there's that. Do you want to go ahead and do the rankings?
Yeah, we'll do the rankings. So last week was mine, and this week Caysen got it, and he let me kind of know before the other day about it. So, Caysen, let the audience know.
So you could do research.
What the top 10
We're doing the top 10 entrances of WrestleMania 40.
Yeah.
I already have mine down on my phone, but I guess I'll go and write it down here.
We'll write it down.
So you guys can see it. Go ahead and write your list as well.
Yeah,
put it in the comments. We'd love to see it.
Lots of great entrances at this WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, there was a lot. I will say, though, Jey Uso was a fail. That one was a fail. You didn't
like that one?
With
some people liked it.
I don't know. Just what's his face? Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne didn't like it.
Yeah, it was kind of. He fell off. He needs auto-tune. That's just my opinion, though. You guys can like him all you want.
Top 10. I gotta remember what my list was.
I will say, though, like, it was really hard to determine, like, which entrances were better than others. Because...
it's all subjective. It's all your opinion.
There were still a few good entrances I didn't put on here, but I guess we can go over those after as well.
You can do you think about your honorable mentions.
Yeah. And some entrances were just good, but it's like the same as their normal show entrances. So I went for like the ones that you usually don't see in like shows and stuff, but you know. I'm almost done.
Yeah. So I've got 6 down.
I'm on my last one.
Trying to think.
My last one. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that one will count, but we'll see.
It's all right.
It's all right.
It's hard because there were so many good ones.
Yeah. It was more like, okay, I know which ones are good, but how do I rank it from which ones are better than the others, you know? Mm-hmm. It's kind of quiet. Sorry. People on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever, make sure to check out the video so you can see.
Check out YouTube. Check out the social medias. Just look up Ring Talk.
Yeah.
Hopefully you find it.
Do you want to show them it right now, or do you want to go?
No, I mean.
Do you want to show?
Yeah, we can do a quick show. Ready, okay. Set, go, and then we'll just go over it. So, all right. Here's mine first.
Yeah, let's have him go first.
If you're watching on video, pause it and look at it. Now do Caysen.
All right, just to let you know, I don't know what's on his, and he doesn't know what's on mine. So.
All right, number 10. Right. I had Logan Paul.
Logan Paul
coming out on the prime track.
I had Kevin Owens and Randy Orton.
That was my number. My number 8 was Kevin Owens. Kind of combining them when riding down in the golf cart. It was just funny because you saw Randy Orton hanging for his life.
It was funny, but I really wanted to just watch like the full Randy Orton entrance.
Yeah,
but I still liked it though. Mm-hmm. It was funny. Number 9. What do you have?
I had DIY. Because they did their DX looking entrance.
Yeah, that's right.
Which I really liked. I thought it plays into the whole R-Truth in the Miz, or R-Truth, keep calling them Triple H, and keep calling DIY Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny, and it did the whole like video on the screen type deal with. Yeah. I thought it was funny and I thought it was cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I kind of forgot about that one. That would be my honorable mention right there. I don't have that on my list. My number 9 was Jade Cargill, Naomi, and Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I didn't put that one. I struggled with some of these because I was like, there's a bunch of cool ones.
It was cool seeing them come down on that.
I would put that, and I didn't put the other girls, Damage Control, but they had a cool entrance too.
Yeah,
with the flowers and everything.
Right, yeah.
I thought that was
What's
cool.
your number 8?
Number 8 was Kevin Owens and Randy Orton.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. You said
number 7, I had Bayley.
Okay.
Coming out with that little Egyptian looking entrance.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was cool. I enjoyed it.
My number 8, I had Judgment Day.
You had number 8 for Judgment Day?
Yeah,
okay.
when they came out with those like cool like masks and stuff.
Yeah. What about your 7?
My number 7 was Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, there you go.
That little party thing coming out. That was pretty cool. That reminded me of No Way Jose.
No Way Jose, yeah. Seth Rollins was my number 6.
Okay.
And he was number 6.
He was your number. Logan Paul was my number 6.
Logan Paul coming down that prime truck and then with the cannon.
It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Number 5, I had Rhea Ripley.
Ooh. Okay.
Doing the screaming with Motionless in White. I thought it was super dope.
My number 5 was Drew McIntyre.
That
was a great one.
Very good.
It was good.
Very good.
I like that one. What's your number 4?
4, Cody Rhodes.
I had the exact same thing.
Cody Rhodes.
It was a cool entrance. It wasn't like crazy or anything, but like just
it
like
was emotional.
The emotional.
I mean, the skull mask was dope, but then when Brandy came out, it was super cool.
Yeah, and like the music happening before his actual theme song was cool.
And it had like the flag, and it's like a battle type background, like a gladiator 300 type deal.
What was your number 3?
Number 3, Roman Reigns. The Tribal Chief.
Number 3, I had Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
That was a great entrance.
Both good. Roman Reigns, worthy of an entrance worthy of a champion. Same with Rhea Ripley. I think both of their entrances matched who they are and like their title, their championship journey.
Who's your number 2?
Number 2, The Rock.
Yep, that's what I had as well. The Rock had a great entrance.
That night 1 with the whole fire with the bull and just the screen, everything just looked awesome.
It was sick. Yeah. Number 1, I had Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns is
He
a good
is
one.
the one.
He is the one.
He is the one.
My number 1, Drew McIntyre.
Really?
I loved Drew McIntyre's entrance.
It was pretty cool.
When he's come with all those swords, it was just dope.
It was pretty cool.
Just dope.
Yeah. Drew McIntyre. As soon as I saw him do that entrance, I was like, this dude's winning.
This dude's winning.
He's winning the match.
But yeah, so many entrances were dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the ones I didn't have on my list. You had some on your list that I didn't. Like Judgment Day, they came in with the masks. Bianca and the gang. The Kabuki Warriors and Dakota Damage Control.
They're all pretty
all
cool.
around good WrestleMania.
Yeah,
great WrestleMania.
The entrances added so much to it, but next.
Yeah, next we're going to review the
three matches.
So 3 matches that I picked last week that we watched throughout this week was Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
Is it Ciampa or Ciampa? It's Ciampa, isn't it? Ciampa.
I say Ciampa.
Yeah. At NXT TakeOver New Orleans from 2018, I think.
Yeah.
Bayley versus Sasha Banks for the NXT Championship at TakeOver Brooklyn in 2015. And then Undertaker and Shawn Michaels in the Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
At Bad Blood in Your House, 1997.
Yeah, so throughout the week we watched those matches. If you want to go along with this, go ahead and watch those matches before this segment.
Come back in and then let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah.
Let's start.
Ratings for mine.
Okay, let's start with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano.
Let me get my notes out. That was a great match.
Great match. It was
There's so much
an
I can say
unsanctioned
about that.
match. Basically, no disqualifications. Yeah. Anything goes. And I think it's important. So, did you watch the video package before the match?
No,
you didn't. Okay,
I couldn't find it.
Well, they show it but before the match, on the.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I just so I fast forward past all the other matches.
You're good.
And I went that.
To recap, their whole rivalry, it started when Tommaso Ciampa turned on Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
They lost the tag titles in what looked like a ladder match to AOP or something like that. Mm-hmm. And Tommaso Ciampa turned on Johnny Gargano. And I forget that in that ladder match where they lost the tag titles, Tommaso Ciampa tore his ACL.
Yeah, he did something to his knee.
Yeah. And he still, they had the spot playing where he turns on him. But then he can't wrestle for a year.
Yeah.
So they didn't get that rivalry match till a year later. Mm-hmm. And Johnny Gargano was becoming the big star, and then finally, eventually, Tommaso returned.
I feel like adding the injury kind of made the rivalry more fun.
That anticipation. It's like you knew it was coming. You knew this big rivalry in this match was going to bang.
It was a very high tension match. Gargano was the fan favorite in this match. The crowd was going on.
They hated Tommaso Ciampa. Yeah. Talk about hated him.
Well, the thing is, they hated him so much, but that hate is like a we love this guy kind of hate.
Yeah, here's the deal. No matter if the crowd's making noise, that's what's important.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do is come out and nobody does anything and it's quiet. That's the worst thing. If even if they're booing you, the crowd is reacting to you in some way. Mm-hmm. So, he was certainly getting a reaction from the crowd.
Yeah. The stipulation for the match, I guess you could say, is
unsanctioned.
Yeah.
No DQ.
If Johnny loses the match,
he loses
his NXT contract. Yeah. He's out of there.
He's gone forever.
Yeah,
gone forever. Well, he had had a match with Andrade, who was NXT champion at the time, and he bet his contract on that match, and Tommaso Ciampa cost him the match. Yeah. So Johnny was gone from NXT. So this was like, if he won this match, then he was back in NXT. Yeah. If he lost, he was gone forever.
Yeah.
Definitely the stipulation matched the intensity of the rivalry. They were they had taken the padding off of the floor, exposed the concrete.
On it. Yeah.
Back and forth, kicking out of everything.
I do want to point out, whenever they first went out the ringside, I found out that Shane McMahon was at ringside. Did you see? Yeah, he was like right in the front row, just sitting there. I'm like,
there he is.
Ciampa takes the fans' crutches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He pushes them. And I see the security guard. I'm thinking, surely this guy was a plant. And I wonder if he's actually hurt. And they have to make the crowd try and believe it. So I wonder if they have to make him fake hobble out of there until he gets to a place where nobody can see him.
Yeah. Johnny uses the crutches, though. Actually, both of them just use the crutches on each other.
They was beating each other up with the crutch. That was kind of a symbol of the rivalry. That was the weapon, because Ciampa tore his ACL. He was on crutches the whole time.
Some of those hits are real, too.
They were hitting each other.
Because...
And they're taking big falls onto the floor.
You can see their teeth flying out in some of the hits.
Right out of the mouth.
Yeah. Crazy kickouts.
Mm-hmm.
There's so
kicking
many
out of everything.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on through Gargano's mind, but he kicked out of literally anything you could. You could hit him for rocket launcher, and he would still get up somehow. It was an emotional moment. Mm-hmm. Right before Gargano wins the match, he's about to hit him, but Ciampa's just doing this.
No, don't do it.
And they have a little stare.
And the crowd's do it, hit him.
Ciampa tries to take that to his advantage, but Gargano reverses it and uses a brace and an STF for the win in the match.
Literally just yank it on his face with the crutch. And eventually Tommaso taps out.
Yeah.
And it is a big emotional win because these guys are best friends. And then you have Candice LeRae come out, the wife of Johnny Gargano, and celebrate with him in the middle of that ring. It was a great night, and I think the fans got their money's worth with that match alone.
What star rating do you give that match?
I give it 5.
Yeah,
it was
that's
amazing.
A 5 for me.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Next match is Bayley and Sasha Banks. Brooklyn.
This match, I've heard a lot, has inspired a lot of the young women in NXT who are NXT now, inspired them to be WWE superstars.
Yeah. For a championship, Sasha Banks was the champion. Mm-hmm. Back and forth match. Crazy stunts.
You got to understand the history. They're both women are part of the 4 Horsewomen.
Yeah.
And this was back in 2015. This was during the Women's Revolution. So this is when Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha all went up to the main roster. And Bayley was kind of left in the rear view at NXT. She never had won the NXT Women's Championship. She had never gotten to the level that all these other women had.
Yeah.
So this was her moment. This was it for her.
Yeah. Do you see all those stunts off the top ropes too? It was crazy. The stomp to Bayley's torso from the top rope was crazy.
Yeah.
It was a great match.
Great match. Back and forth. In the end, Bayley came out on top with hitting the Bayley to belly, pinning Sasha Banks. And I think what made it better was all those women came out, all the 4 horsewomen,
Yeah.
Charlotte, Flair, Becky, and even Sasha joined in, and they were all hugging and celebrating because it was real. I mean, you can look at that and you know that celebration, that was real for them.
Yeah.
All those women have worked so hard to get to where they are. To even just then, it's crazy to look at them then and look at them where they are now.
Yeah.
You got Charlotte Flair, who unfortunately is injured right now, but
one of the greatest of all time.
Possibly the greatest of all time. 15-time women's
Something
champion.
like that, yeah.
Becky Lynch, the man.
She is
the top
woman
in wrestling.
Besides Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Bayley just won the Royal Rumble.
She just won the championship
at WrestleMania.
She's won championship
at the biggest WrestleMania of all time. Sasha Banks, now known as Mercedes Moné, is in AEW. She's one of the most in-demand female wrestlers in the business.
She still made a huge impact on WWE before she went to AEW as well. Yeah. It definitely went for the better on both.
Yeah.
On all of their careers.
All insanely good.
Yeah.
What was your star rated? I say 4.5.
I said 4 out of 5.
That's 4 out of 5? I give it 4.5. It's just I think the history does a lot for the match. It's same with like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
There's all that history does so much for it.
Yeah, yeah. Now we got match 3.
Match 3.
An old classic.
Classic. It's crazy to think how long ago this match was.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think the 90s were that long, but like...
That's like 30-some years.
Yeah, it's over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe not 30-some years.
It's 2020 right now.
2024.
So 2024.
It's like maybe 25 years.
Whatever.
No, maybe you're right. Hold on. Let me do the math there.
20. If it's minus 20 years, it's still in the 2000s.
So yeah, it's do 20. So we're in 2004. So minus.
It'd be 1994.
So 27 years ago.
Yeah,
something like that. We're good at math.
Anyways, Undertaker versus Michaels.
Shawn Michaels in the first ever Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
At Bad Blood in Your House, 1997.
It was a great match. Shawn was scared for his life at the beginning.
You got to think Shawn is probably one of, if not maybe the biggest heel at that time. I mean, he was the bad boy of wrestling.
Yeah, he didn't know he was getting into, and he didn't realize the cage was going to be locked.
Yeah.
And he was
scared
for his life, and Undertaker's just walking to him.
What I think was cool to know is this was the first match of its kind. Nobody really knew what to expect of it. And I think they demonstrated exactly what that match is all about.
Yeah.
Violent.
You could get on top of the cage.
They were on top of the cage. It's one of those matches where you don't leave this match the same kind of deal. I mean, it hit everything it needed to hit.
Yeah. Undertaker was demolishing Michaels for the first
he was dominating. And you got to think, like, their rivalry had been... they've been going at it for a while. Shawn Michaels had cost The Undertaker the championship to Bret Hart.
Yeah.
And so The Undertaker was always going after Shawn Michaels. And, I mean, this was the early history of Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker. They have had history their whole career. Their careers have been connected for a very long time.
Yeah.
I mean, the Shawn Michaels' last match before that god-awful tag team match that DX and Brothers of Destruction had at Crown Jewel was against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 26. Career versus streak match, which maybe we'll hit that match up at some point down the road.
Yeah. So
Shawn Michaels at one point is bleeding all over his face. Getting thrown into the cage.
He tries to fight back with weapons and stuff like that, but he still couldn't get the upper hand at all.
He was beating up cameramen.
Yeah. He tried to do that so the cage would be open.
Cage would get open and he could get out of there.
Didn't work out.
What I really liked hearing was the commentary team. You had some classics. You had Jerry the King Lawler, good old JR, Jim Ross. You even had Vince McMahon on commentary, calling the match. It definitely, it's fun to see the differences between then and now.
Yeah.
How just things are just different, how things are just organized differently.
Seeing The Undertaker get hit with a sweet chin music and then just getting right back up right afterwards.
And you see the way, like, you can't, in today's world, especially now that we know all the things we know about with concussions and everything, you can't hit a person in the head with a chair.
Yeah.
But back then you could. You see Undertaker just hit Shawn Michaels straight in the face. He goes straight down. And Shawn Michaels, maybe on my Mount Rushmore of top sellers of all time.
Just during the match, like,
even if people will say he oversold, but like that was his thing.
Yeah,
he oversold, but you liked the way he oversold things. It's like that was his thing. It was hilarious.
It was so like good. It was so like crazy overselling that it was good.
It was good. It was funny. It was like, yeah, that's just what he does.
Yeah. So yeah, they get to the top of the cage, choke slam off the cage. Not choke slam.
It was kind of like he kind of fell off.
Yeah.
The cage.
He like fell off the cage
onto the announce table. Shawn Michaels did through the announce table.
Yeah. Choke slam off the top rope whenever they get back in the ring. Undertaker's about to win the match. But then Kane makes his debut.
The lights go out. We hear some music. They're like, who is this? Who is this?
We don't know who this guy is.
And out comes the big red machine.
With Paul Bearer.
And I love the way Vince is saying, that's gotta be Kane.
Because
they've been hyping up Kane. Kind of like similar to like Bray Wyatt stuff. I mean, they're hyping up this guy's debut.
People are like, who is this guy? We don't know who he is.
Like they know he's the brother of the Undertaker, and they have history, and they don't know what he's all about. And then he comes out, and Vince is like, it's gotta be Kane. It's gotta be Kane.
I remember that. Yeah, I was like, okay, you said it like 50 times. We get it.
It's Kane. We know it is.
Dude, he comes in. He just rips the door off.
He comes in.
Tombstones the Undertaker.
Tombstones him. Shawn Michaels crawls. Arm over him.
1,
ref counts
2,
to 3.
3. Man.
My opinion, quite possibly, and people, you can put in the comments what you think, maybe the greatest debut of all time.
Yeah.
Kane had a fantastic debut.
Everyone thought that The Undertaker was going to win this.
Made an impact. People were talking about you the next night and probably throughout the week.
Yeah.
And people were invested. That's how you make a debut.
Yeah. Kane was just... You could just, like, the fear on Undertaker's face whenever Kane was standing right in front of him. You're like, Kane is just as big as this dude. Kane is that guy.
Kane is that guy.
And he just tombstoned the heck out of him. It was a great debut.
Great match. And a great way to introduce the Hell in a Cell. And, I mean, and it set it up for what came later in the second Hell in a Cell match with Mankind.
Yeah, that was also a great match. We need to watch that one soon.
All right. Yeah, what do you rank this match? Star rating?
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5?
Yeah, just from the entertainment of
it. I mean, it was everything you expected the Hell in a Cell match to be.
It really was a great idea to introduce the Hell in a Cell match this way.
Yeah.
And
a great way to introduce Kane into WWE.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it worked. What I like to think is every minute in those matches, you got Kane making his debut did so much for him in that debuting in that way. Even the Undertaker losing, I mean, his performance, his domination inside Hell in a Cell, you knew like this was his match.
Yeah.
His playground. Even Shawn Michaels and Shawn Michaels getting the win. I mean. This match did so much for all three of these men. This match specifically.
Yeah.
And it propelled each man into what they would accomplish next. Which in Shawn Michaels' case, he would then go on to face Bret Hart at Survivor Series for the WWE Championship, and that was the Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah.
That they cost Bret Hart the title. Like real life stuff happened that night. So I mean, it's crazy to think all the history
how
that
it's
came.
Changed.
Yeah, all the history that came from just this match.
It's crazy to think that all this stuff has led to today, like just from rivalry to rivalry.
They still reference this match.
Yeah,
just about every time there's a Hell in a Cell match, they reference it.
Yeah,
I mean you can't not reference it.
It's just hard to think that like the rivalry between Bret Hart and Stone Cold led all the way to the rivalry between The Rock and Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins and CM Punk. It just seeing how like one match from way back then could somehow lead to today.
Still, yeah.
History at its finest. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, 5 out of 5, 4.5, 5 out of 5.
I say 5 just because great debut, great way to show what this match is, and it got that crowd hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, let us know what you guys thought about all those 3 matches that we just talked about. Let us know what you think about the Raw, NXT, SmackDown. Let us know what you think was the best entrances at WrestleMania 40. And then, Caysen, you let us know what other 3 matches we need to watch this week.
Shoot. Okay.
Just think of some off the top of your head.
Undertaker and Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania.
Which one?
The streak versus the
you want to do
career.
You can do 20. So I'll give you options. So WrestleMania 25 match is argued as maybe the greatest WrestleMania match of all time.
Really?
It was that good.
Okay.
WrestleMania 26 was streak versus career. We can do both if you want.
Let's do both of those.
Do both of them. Because they both kind of work together, and it's good to talk about. So, first 2 matches, WrestleMania 25, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. WrestleMania 26, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. What's the third match?
Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
Which one?
The one with Seth Rollins going in the middle of the match.
Oh, so WrestleMania 31 when Seth Rollins cashes in. Okay. So, all WrestleMania matches.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So, again, let me reiterate.
My bad, y'all. I didn't really...
It's all good.
About that.
It's all good.
About it.
Reiterate, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 25. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 26. And Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 31, where Seth Rollins cashes in Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
We'll have lots to talk about there.
Yeah. Let us know what you think just from the draft and what you think is going to go on with all these rivalries and if there's anything you want to just
you'd like us to talk about, anything you'd like us to discuss, our opinions on things that you haven't heard yet. Check out the social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, YouTube. I'll try and be more active on there. I would love to interact with all you guys. Let us know what you guys think and everything.
We also would like ideas for segments.
You know, we got the segments that we have right now. We have the tier list, which we'll have another one next week. I'll come up with one. And then I'll have my 3 matches planned for that next week as well.
And also, we need to just
and we'll have
get that punishment wheel out here for whenever.
And we got Backlash coming up soon.
Forgot how.
We could.
It's like
I'm trying to think
weeks,
if we may need to do our backlash predictions next week, because then the backlash will be that following Saturday.
Yeah.
I think.
We'll see.
I think that's how it is.
We'll have our plan ready by next week.
Yeah.
So
anyways, possible backlash predictions next week.
Thank you for just listening to us, 2 random WWE fans.
Can we get the fireworks to go on again?
Fireworks to go off.
I swear it was with the thumbs. Fireworks, go.
There's a thumbs up.
We got thumbs up, dude.
There's a thumbs up.
Dude, I don't know how we're doing this. All right, sign us off, Caysen.
Thank you for coming. Caysen Smith.
I'm Caysen Smith. This is Magic Tyler. And thank you for listening to Ring Talk.